was fallow and rare, for the side while it grew. But you give him your stare, emancipation blues. You got to tell it to the stars.
And if you don't, you don't.
And we don't speak for each other, but we usually relatively more than less agree.
Yeah.
And without being cutting in any way whatsoever, I would say our own genre.
Okay. Fair enough. You're creating a new form.
Humbly, yeah, trying to. Yeah, failing a lot.
Cool. Wow, I like that answer. That's good stuff.
The Christmas of when I was 12 years old, my Aunt Lori bought me an acoustic guitar, and that was the impetus to start playing guitar. And then from there, my mom got me guitar lessons, and the irony of it is that the teacher, the guy that was giving me lessons, said he's probably not cut out for guitar. And my mom said, "Get another teacher, you're out of here." And she was the one that believed in me and kept me going with guitar lessons. So that was the impetus.
And you?
I started writing poetry at a young age. But Ryan started playing guitar at a young age too. And I wanted to get greater rhythm and at least a relative semblance of music into the lines, and I knew I had to pick up an instrument. It was just a matter of which one. When I was about 18 years old, in a walled-in garden, I heard a young man playing djembe, and I was so immediately enamored. I'd never heard a djembe played live before, and all the different tones you can get out of it, the depth and the richness, and I'm going to buy one of those. And within about 6 months, I bought one, and I was a closet drummer for about 3 or 4 years before, Brian and I started tinkering together.
We read that question on the drive down here, and we were trying to come up with an answer because it just depends on the day, what we're listening to at any given time.
Okay.
Well, what were we listening to on today?
We thought you could listen to the bumper music during the show, and that would tell you something of what we're kind of into at the moment.
Yeah.
A lot of Nick Cave more recently. All over the board though. Caetano Veloso, he's a Brazilian musician and is into a lot of different polyrhythms and stuff like that. It's kind of all over the board. Yeah. What have you been listening to?
Gosh. I always, it's like alt-J is a safe fail for me, or a fail-safe musically. A lot of Brittany Howard, and oh geez, all over the place. I've been getting really back into Milton Nascimento, the Brazilian.
Ooh,
he
yeah.
just has the most fantastic, well, it's not just
he's
the rhythm
Brazilian.
section. Yeah, he's Brazilian as well. And if you want to find a treasure trove of great music, go to South America, and in particular Brazil. Is just, there's so many really well-known, not very financially affluent musicians from Brazil. And Caetano Veloso, Chico Buarque, Milton Nascimento, Gilberto Gil. Yeah, there's so many.
I feel like that music is passed over by Americans and English-speaking listeners because it's in Portuguese and people can't understand the lyrics, but it's beautiful nonetheless. Check it out. It's worth checking out. We were drawn to it by we live near Duluth, north of Duluth, Minnesota, about an hour, and we grew up in Pewaukee, Wisconsin, but we would tour up in Duluth and kind of caught on to what was the beginnings of a music scene up there. Lots of really good musicians and especially fans of music, people that would come to shows. So we thought, why don't we just move up to the area and around Duluth and start playing shows up there. And that kind of spurned us to move way north up in the boondocks. Jesse, he lived in Brazil for a stint.
Oh,
And he came back when I picked him up from the airport. That's when the band started, because he came off of the airplane with a homemade barrel-style conga on his shoulder. And when I saw that, I thought, oh, we have to play. We have to start making music together.
Yeah. It's a good conversation starter
Sure.
when you're coming off an airplane with a conga.
And he also came back with a stack of CDs of all Brazilian musicians about that tall.
Got it.
And that definitely, that's a big influence on us for sure.
Yeah,
Amongst many others, though.
Sure. Creating.
we have our daily rituals, starting as soon as we wake up, and it's really meditative overall, and family inclusive still, but each of us has our different ways of getting away and being alone for a portion of each day to do our artwork. I don't know, I feel like we've earned that much, but it's not cut off from family at all. It's not cut off from the social life. It's still a part of the community, and we use the daily rituals, starting with our morning meditations and into family meditative time and alone meditative time, all to break free of anything that we've ever done before creatively. I don't know. I'm not talking for my brother Ryan, but I don't like to repeat myself. I don't like to even little small trails. I like to step differently each time. I tread the earth, metaphorically, and creatively. If I'm going to write a poem or help my brother, be a part of making new music, I don't want it to sound like us of the past, which was 2 minutes ago.
He's really trying not to get pinned down.
Am I doing a good job?
You are doing very well.
Well, you seem
Keeping it
very
open.
friendly, though.
Keeping it open. All right. Did you want to add anything to that, Ryan?
So I have a one-year-old daughter named Vera, and she wakes up at about 8 a.m. every day, and that used to be when I would have a little time to myself to write songs, strum on my guitar, and kind of work on music. And now it's shifted to 6:30 in the morning, so that I can wake up and give Mama a break for a little while, and just the family has become a part of the meditation, and so is the baby girl too.
Minuses, tendinitis and tinnitus. Pluses, all the playing of music and all the healing that comes from it, that also gives us tendinitis and tinnitus.
Sounds secular.
Which is a big circle of life.
Yeah.
Yep. Do you have any advice for young people who might be watching this or listening to this if they wanted to try this on for size?
Well, I'm barely figuring it out myself, but I would say don't get discouraged. Don't let anybody discourage you. If you're a musician, keep playing. If you're a poet, keep writing. Just keep doing it, and follow your heart with it.
I like all places. I'm really enjoying this here today. I'm hearing the trickling of that granite falls there. Playing music is it's great to play anywhere. It really is.
Yeah, it's kind of in the moment. Where we are, wherever we're playing, is our favorite place at that time.
Almost falling asleep behind the wheel and having to pull over in a gas station parking lot in a small town, middle of nowhere, don't even know where we are. And we wake up to these siren horns. It turns out that there was a fire station
department
right next to the gas station in this small town, and we had parked in their fire lane. So we were in the back of our truck.
Literally, the fire truck parked this close to
I'm
the
in my
front of our
underwear.
bumper, and 20 firemen
Oh no!
standing and sitting in front of their fire truck, just laughing and smiling, and
And
very amused that we had chosen that spot to fall asleep.
well, you were definitely awake then.
Woke us up.
Yeah, that'll do it.